Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is your girl, Coach Tanya. I just want to thank you so much for joining me today, for purchasing this program and taking that step forward into the right direction so that you can retrain your thoughts, stop thinking so negatively about yourself and life, and that you can move on to bigger and better thoughts and bigger and better things. Because I do definitely want to start off saying that our thoughts create our reality. So thank you so much for joining me. I just want to take this time to break down what I'm offering you today. Uh, so this particular program, and I'll just briefly say this, and then I'll go back and introduce myself and tell you all about what I do in the trauma recovery room and how it came about. But this particular program is designed specifically because I battled with this myself, and I know the value that it has in being able to think positively about yourself. I did not realize that I wasn't the only one suffering from this. I really thought that in this battle in my mind, that I was the only one going through this. So I hid it and I tried to get through it and I never could. So that's pretty much where this particular program came from. It was just my way of trying to learn the tools myself, so to speak, because I had to go through it myself so that I can come up with a process to give to others. So that's why I created this, because I know the value that it brings when you take the time to focus on yourself. So that's what this program is, and that's what you're going to learn today from this video, from the other aspects or processes of the video, because it's a three-step process that we're going to be talking about, or four steps, I'm sorry. It's a four-step process that we're going to be talking about, and it pretty much starts from head to toe in repairing those negative self-thoughts, to take them to another level, figure out what they are, get rid of them, and replace them with positive things to say about yourself. So overall, that's pretty much what you're going to get. So again, I want to welcome you to this program. And I just want to give you a little bit of background about myself and about the trauma recovery room. My name is Tanya K. Austin, better known as Coach Tanya. I am a self-love coach as well as a struggle strategist. That's a mindset coach. So I help those who are emotionally struggling, particularly those that endured or suffered from childhood traumas, because that's what happened to me. Those that struggle emotionally to overcome not only the childhood challenges, but being able to deal with the effects of the childhood traumas in an adult life. So I know the challenges that we face. I know going through toxic relationships, suffering from hit after hit and mental blow after blow, where you just lose everything and you're constantly starting over. You're constantly feeling defeated. You're constantly wanting to just give up on life. I know that. I know that. I went through that. And because I experienced that from my childhood, which was emotionally traumatic, I was not paid attention to in a sufficient amount. My parents, they just were busy. And I had emotional conflicts with being told that I was ugly and being told that I was fat, pretty much being ignored, and believing this was the key to my negative self thoughts growing up. And because I believed those things. I fed into them. I bought into them. I was convinced that they were true because they were coming from people that loved me or that I love. So because I believe those negative things about me, I grew up to live them out in my life experiences. I suffered so much, and because of my last experience, which was the most traumatic, which was a toxic and abusive relationship with a narcissist, I finally made it out. Yay. So proud of that. But because I was in that relationship, my negative self thoughts were continuously being fed. And that's what that particular relationship was purposed for. And I have a totally different section for narcissistic abuse relationships. If you're interested about that or want to know something about dealing with a narcissist and how to do it successfully as best as possible, because the best answer is to get away from them. But if you want to deal with them successfully, where you have peace, then definitely reach out to me. But back to this, having that negative mindset within that relationship kept me in that relationship. But I eventually, on my hunt to change him, I learned so much about narcissism. Then I started to learn about codependency. And from that, I learned all about myself. I have to definitely own what was going on inside. And we're going to talk about that today with the negative self-thoughts. But I had to own what was going on inside of me. And I had to start digging deep and doing things that were effectively changing my thoughts. And when I started to do that, that's when I started to get stronger and wiser and better, and eventually kicked him out of the house, and we're no longer together. We're divorced now. But because of all of that, I created the trauma recovery room, because I knew on my journey of dealing with an abusive relationship and dealing with these negative self-thoughts and past experiences, traumas that I did not heal from that I thought I did, I couldn't find any place to go that was safe, that would help me get through this. So bam, I created the trauma recovery room. And it is definitely a safe haven for those that are experiencing emotional traumas and need somewhere to go to get some real fucking answers. You know, if you want real solutions that are effective, that actually transform you, they work, then you definitely want to welcome yourself to the trauma recovery. So I have a news flash for you guys, a news flash, a news flash. And if you're interested, I'm going to be starting my new series. Is called A News Flash, and I'm actually introducing it today, where I will just be exploring life situations from a real perspective and kicking it with you. Like literally kicking it with you and giving you strategies and solutions to those real life problems. So today I start with this news flash. We think negative about ourselves. It's true. Like literally, it's true. I have to battle it myself. You battle it yourself. Somebody you know battles it themselves. People think negatively. You could be the most successful person in the world, and you're still going to have something that's going to cause you to doubt yourself and to think negatively about either yourself within that situation or negatively about how you're perceiving the situation, period. So this news flash is a part of the 4 steps to retraining your thoughts. It is going to help you understand that you got a fucking problem. Like, honestly, it's a problem. Admit it. Admit it. So that's what this video is about today. I'm just going to kick it with you, give you the real, to give your mind, that subconscious part of the mind, the part that knows what's best for you, the part that's connected to the universe, to source, God. I'm going to give it some new information to compare the old information to and start the process of changing your mind. So negative thoughts stem from somewhere, right? But where is the question? Why do we have these negative self-thoughts so harsh? Harsh. Like we say the cruelest things. I was looking at a live video the other day, and this girl called herself stupid like 10 times, like back to back, my stupid ass, my stupid ass. Like, and the things she was calling herself stupid about weren't even stupid. They were just human mistakes. Like you just forgot or you just did this. It was just okay. It's okay. Why are you referring to you? And she may not have been doing it on a level where she was downing herself, because it didn't seem like she was saying it from a low self-esteem or, you know, negative perspective about herself. But the fact is that she kept saying it. And when we repeat those things out loud, the brain believes that. And when we continue to feed that falsehood or that lie, we continue to sway towards those things that convince us even more of whatever it is that we're believing. So where do those negative, harsh self-thoughts come from. So today we will definitely be talking about that. And we're going to talk about it using the 4 steps that you have listed on the screen. So the first step in retraining your thoughts is number 1. You're going to acknowledge that there is a problem. And I'm going to tell you, because if you notice on step 1, 2, 3, 4, that there are levels to this shit. There are certain levels that you have to peel back layers from, unveil, pull back the veil on. And those levels are the conscious mind. These are the parts of the mind, 4 parts of the mind: the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, the unconscious mind, and the superconscious mind. So this workshop is pretty much giving you a taste of what these are and how to use them together in order for you to defeat the challenges that are faced before you, and that you can retrain those thoughts, change your perception and your perspective so that you can defeat those challenges and move forward and go into a better and a new direction. So number 1, acknowledging that there is a problem is definitely a problem for a lot of people. And because it's a problem for you to even admit and own that you think this way, you'll never get to step 2, 3, or 4, and you'll always be stuck at that place of not owning what is true. They have this saying that the truth will set you free. It definitely does. And it's a saying for a reason. When you are true to yourself, no matter how good, how bad you perceive it, because who's to determine what's good or bad? Because nothing happens for no reason. Everything happens for a reason. So everything we do, mistake or not, it is to serve a purpose. It is definitely to serve a purpose. So if you are having any type of thoughts that are good or bad, whatever, you have to own it. You have to be true to yourself, especially if you're having negative thoughts about yourself. And because you're having those negative self-thoughts and you don't own them, you can't move past fixing it. So simply put, you have to own the fact that you have these thoughts about yourself. Because when you do this, you're working on a conscious level. The conscious level of the brain is the part that when you open your eyes, you can see the TV. You can see your cell phone. You can see things unfolding in front of you. You're able to register and perceive things as they actually are. They're physically manifested in your face, so you can see them as such. You may not know the meaning behind it or anything, but you can visually and consciously see. You're consciously aware of what's going on. So when you own that you speak negatively to yourself about yourself, you are consciously operating. That's like the key being inserted in a lock, and it's the click. That click is you. You know what? I think negative about myself. That's the click. And you take those deep breaths in, and you live with it. You live with it. You live with it. Like literally, you live with it. You own it. It's you. It's a part of you. The question, I mean, the thing then is, why do you have those feelings? Why do you have those feelings? That's the thing you need to be concerned with, because you as a human being are able and capable of having negative thoughts. Our life experiences train our brains to think negatively, and that's normal. That's okay. What's not okay is continuously doing it when you know it's a problem, when you know it's not creating the life for you that you should have, when you know it's not in alignment with what you are supposed to be doing, which is not. God didn't create you to think negative about yourself. If that's the case, what did he create you for? I don't understand. That doesn't make sense. So when you acknowledge that there is a problem, you consciously start unlocking your mind to the possibility of creating change. Number 2, you're going to insert new information to contrast and compare. So once you acknowledge it, again, you're putting that key in and you're unlocking that click. You're going to insert new information to contrast and compare. You're going to twist that lock and it's going to pop open. It's popping open now. This is done on the subconscious level. Subconscious level of the mind is where, that's our soul. That's the connection that we have with source, the connection we have with the universe, the connection we have That's the energy that we put out. So those thoughts in our subconscious level of thinking is the energy that we insert into the universe. It is the one of the sources of energy that we insert, because the unconscious level is energy as well, because it's thoughts too. But the subconscious level is that part that knows you best. It is that part that, you know what, something telling me. That's the subconscious mind. And your thought in your mind is something clicking. This is not right. This don't feel good. You don't know. You may not know what it is. Just like if you unclick that lock and you twist the door, start opening. You don't know what's behind the door, but you know that it's a door right there and it is something behind it because it's locked. You know that it's something of value behind it because it's locked. So that subconscious mind, when you begin to insert new information to contrast and compare to the old information, you're opening that door. And it's dark back there, but you're opening that door because the subconscious part knows what's best for you. The subconscious part of your mind is what's connected to universe. That's that something's telling me to do something. That's your subconscious mind connecting with your fourth part, which is the superconscious mind, which is your God-like state. But we'll talk about that in a minute. But that subconscious mindset, that energy that you put out, are those thoughts that produce put into the universe, that the universe produces for you in the physical form of manifestation of lack or whatever it may be. So those negative self-thoughts that you have, when you begin to put new information into your mind, so instead of saying, like I was using a girl, for example, my stupid ass. No, instead of saying, you know what, I made a mistake and put the shoe over here instead of over here. That caused confusion for myself. I have to pay attention to that. But you're feeding yourself. That's letting you know that you're human. It's okay. You're not stupid. You just made a mistake. So when you start retraining your thoughts about yourself through verbally expressing yourself in a different way, in a kinder and a gentler way, a more realistic way, a more reflective way of what source has created you to be, then you start to subconsciously feed yourself the truth, and your subconscious mind starts to create those realities for you to face. For a perfect example, I had an issue of not loving myself. I did not know that. I thought I was highly confident and everything else. But deep down, unconsciously, subconsciously, I did not love myself. And because I did not love myself, and I started to realize that dating bogus men that were repeating the same thing, something's not right. When I started to dig deep, and when I started to want to get through that, lo and behold, here comes Mr. Narc. That's what I call him in my book, Mr. Narc, to teach me what was hidden inside of me. What we have in our minds is what creates our reality. My mind wanted to heal from all of the damage and all of the brokenness that it was going through that I did not even know about, that was unconsciously hidden. And it began to create those experiences around me where I met him and I went through this toxic relationship that pulled out all of the issues that were within. You see, our mind is definitely the most powerful computer on earth. It is able to create, generate, produce whatever comes inside of it, because that is energy, and the universe operates from energy. God operates through energy. God is not a physical. You can't touch God unless you're touching yourself, but you can't touch God. But the thoughts in your mind, the energy that you create through the trust and the faith is energy. It is a belief system. So the universe operates off of energy. So if our energy is not good, then we have to find ways to put in good information, good energy to produce, to put out into the universe so that it can produce in a good way. So inserting new information to contrast and compare helps you to move past. Again, it opens that door. Owning it is the key that click. Inserting new information is you opening that door. It's dark back there, but you're opening that door. Then there's number 3. You want to take control and put in the work. This is the part of this program where you're going to be doing your strategy coaching, pretty much. You're going to be doing shadow work. You're going to be doing some inner child healing. And what that does is that works on the unconscious level. Now, the unconscious mind is your mindset. When people say mindset, that's the unconscious mind. The mind is set on this way of thinking. How did it get there? And remember, we go back to the question, why are you feeling this way or thinking this way? How did it get there? That mind was set because of some issue that you had when you were being trained, because you know kids' brains are like sponges. At that time when your brain was soaking in information about you, about yourself, you were receiving toxic information that was not true. And because you did, and there was no solution to it, no contrast or comparison, you believe that. And because you believe that, you began to live a life that was not healthy, filled with all kind of misinformation, misguidance, no instruction, and lack of clarity on who you are and what it is that you need to be doing. So the unconscious mind directs our steps. It is the hidden reasons why we do what we do. Now, when you start taking control and putting in the work, and you do the worksheet that comes with this program, and you do the shadow work, then you are cutting on the light in that dark room. Remember, the unconscious mind is the click. The subconscious mind is you opening that door. And you know those rooms where you open the door and the light comes on, bam. As soon as you start putting in the work, bam, things become clear to you because you start to dig deep in finding out where these thoughts or these feelings come from in the first place. So I have this program excuse me, not this program, but I have this process that I've adopted that's it's called the downward arrow technique. And you'll be doing that. You'll see that later on the worksheet that's coming to you, which deals with the unconscious level of work. So that's the work that you're putting in. It's the mental work that you're putting in. And what this technique does is it allows you to go from where you are today to go all the way back to the origin of the problem. So you go downward in an arrow position. So for example, you're homeless. You'll start saying, why? What made you homeless? Oh, I lost my job. Okay. Why? Oh, I was late every day, or I had poor attendance. Why? Because I don't know how to set my alarm at night. Why? Because I have an issue with, you go down, 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 down. It all boils down to, I have an issue with getting up on time because when I was a kid, every time I was on time, I would get in trouble because my mother, whatever it may be. You're going to go back to the original event. And when you go back to that original event, you are feeding your unconscious mind the truth so that it can now be set. Remember, the mindset, it can be reset to what is real about yourself. And when your unconscious mind reflects the truth, because whatever is in your unconscious mind, that's how you act. That is how you act. So if your unconscious mind is reset to the truth, then your actions will reflect the truth of who you are. Then there's number 4. This is my favorite part. You're going to practice using your new mindset daily. This is the super conscious or the godlike level. So when you retrain your thoughts from the conscious to the unconscious level, you begin to walk into your purpose. You begin to become more confident in who you are and what you're here for and why you were created and why you got to do it and when you got to do it. And what you walk and totally operate on a super conscious level because you're super consciously aware. Super conscious. God is a super God. He has superpowers. And when you learn yourself and your God, because that's part of your mindset, that's part of knowing, because God gave us 4 gifts. He calls them spirits in the Bible. He didn't give us the spirit of fear. So number 1, that gift is fearlessness. You are bold, you are brave, you are able to do whatever it is that was placed before you. You have that gift. Number 2, he gave us the gift of love. That love comes from within first. We have to fill our cups up before it can overflow. The Lord fills your cup up and makes it overflow, but it has to be full first. So that self-love reflects that you are honoring your gift that God gave you. And then the part 2 of love is when you start loving others. Number 3, the other power that he gave us, or the gift that he gave, the gift that he gave us was of power. What is your power? Your superpower. Your superpower is your super consciousness. That is when you have obtained truth about yourself and you walk in your purpose. That is your power. So your power is the ability to retrain your mind to reflect the truth of what God says about you. And that last one, a sound mind. He gave us the sound mind because within the power and the love and the fearlessness, we're able to make wise decisions for ourselves. We're able to pull out of us the strength and the ability to make the best choice for ourselves. Because if you tap into yourself and you reach within, you'll know what's best for yourself. You don't need an outside source. You don't need to ask anybody what you need to do. You ask yourself, and that subconscious mind and that superconscious mind. Once the unconscious mind and the conscious mind are tamed, and if you'll notice, you're looking at the screen, it says sign up for my Taming Your Inner Critical Voice. Today, I have a course for you. If you are interested in doing the full course, because this course that you just purchased today is just an introduction of what I have to offer. And even if you're in the full course, you're still maybe hearing this particular video because I've added it in that course as well. But if you're interested in taming that inner critical voice, going through these 4 steps with me, then you definitely want to sign up for that course. You definitely want to sign up for that course. But understanding that super consciousness or that godlike level of thinking is what produces what it is that you are supposed to produce. Because at that point, when you reach that level, you are definitely sitting next to God on your couch. Period. That's all it is. That's all it is. So the 4 steps to retrain your thoughts are: 1, acknowledge that there is a problem. I have an activity for you to do that's going to help you to do that. It's going to help you to pay attention to and notice when you're speaking negatively. And it's going to help you stay track of that so you can consciously become aware of it, because you may not even know that you're doing it. It can be so heavy embedded in you that you don't even know that you're doing it. So this particular conscious exercise that I have for you is going to help you to know when you're doing it. Number 2, you're going to insert that new information to contrast and compare. The subconscious level, that's what this video is. This video is giving you new information to put inside your mind, something to make you think differently, to make you, that's what this is. That's what this video is. It is helping you verbally. It is helping you mentally. It's helping you emotionally to retrain, to start thinking differently. And then number 3, take control and put in the work. That's the worksheet that's going to come to you. The worksheet is going to include the shadow work. It's going to include those questions that you need to know. It's going to include that exercise of the downward arrow spiral. It's going to help you get to the root cause of why you think and feel the way you feel about yourself. And then number 4, practicing using this mindset daily. That's if you want to work with me on another level where you want coaching one-on-one or virtual. There's an option. You can take either the virtual coaching where it's done through Facebook, or you can do it through Facebook and me, or whatever. You have an option. But I have a program that'll help you do this and stay on top of it. Of course, after this particular workshop that you're doing, you're going to have some information. That'll be your foundation. That'll get you started. Of course, you'll have that. So, but if you're interested in moving forward and really digging deep and having your coaching sessions and your therapy sessions and digging deep, doing those cognitive behavioral therapy sessions, and that's where we definitely in doing the shadow work. So between the inner child healing, which is where we go back to the source of the problem and figure out where it all stemmed from, and the shadow work, which is the questions that you'll be getting on your worksheet, and the cognitive behavioral therapy, that is all owning up to everything, finding out why it exists, rewriting it, and mapping out a new path for you to take. That's all that is. So if you want to work with me one-on-one directly, or again, join the virtual program, then that's something that you can definitely take advantage of. So again, I do have my Taming Your Inner Critical Voice program that you can join. The website is on there for you to sign up if you are interested. You can also reach me on Facebook. You can reach me on Facebook, facebook.com / Coach Tanya's Tribe. Facebook.com / Coach Tanya's Tribe. And I have so much available for you. If you're dealing with procrastination, fear, anything that is keeping you from thinking differently about yourself, if you're struggling with anything, any emotional conflicts, internal conflicts, I definitely, my information for Facebook is scrolling down there now. I definitely am there for you. So go ahead on Facebook and request me as a friend. If you want to join my email list, you can definitely do that. My email is Coach Tanya, the year 2020, and that's Tanya with an O, not an A. Coach Tanya 2020 at gmail.com. If you want to join my email list and stay on top of those things that I do have offering, my classes that I have, because again, if you go on that website, the website that I have posted for signing up for this particular course, if you wanted to do this particular course, then you want to sign up on this particular site. Go on that site, theyato.com / Coach Tanya, and you'll see a list of all of the things that I have. Or you can email me to sign up on my email list, and I'll add you on. So every program that I put up there, you'll be the first to know. So that is pretty much what I have for you today. I hope that this video excited you and gave you a little bit of different perspective and a little bit of hope, because there is hope. And again, those 4 gifts that God gave us, you definitely can do this. And those thoughts that you have about yourself, I just want you to know that there's a reason why you're feeling them. There's a reason why you're feeling them. And there's a way to get to the bottom of them and help you change them. That's what I'm here for. So if you are feeling confident and are interested in joining that program, or even talking to me just to sit down and discuss the possibility or go a little bit more further in detail, then you are definitely free to book a 60-minute tribe strategy call. Again, at thatyato.com / Coach Tanya's address. On there, you'll scroll down to services. On there, you'll see where there is an option for you to book this. And it may say 45 minutes. I think it may say 60 minutes, but it's 60 or 45, because I have 2 different ones on 2 different sites. But anyway, I'm sorry. Book that session so that we can identify what's holding you back emotionally. And then I can help you to figure out strategies to make that not be so anymore. So that's pretty much what I do as a coach. That's pretty much what I can do for you. That's what this program will do for you right now. And again, if you're challenged with anything, definitely reach out to me, book that strategy session, join my email list, and join me on Facebook, because I'm here for you. And you no longer have that excuse that I had, that there was no answers or no solutions to your problem, because every problem that I suffered from or encountered, I created a solution for myself. And that solution definitely works, because I've tried it on other clients as well. And it could definitely work for you if you do the work. You have to do the work, though. It's not just going to be a miraculous change. You have to actually do the work. Step 3, take control, and you put in the work. So thank you so much for joining me I am excited that you are here. I look forward to meeting you. Make sure that you do go on my Facebook page and get yourself added to the group that I have for this particular program, for those that have joined this program and those that will be joining the virtual Taming Your Inner Critical Voice program. So that information will be sent to you as well. But make sure you join that group, because now that you're in this particular program, you've purchased this one, you'll also be in that tribe as well. So again, thank you guys so much. I definitely pray for you, and I pray that this workshop helps you get through those challenges. And I pray that you put in the work so that it can. So this is your girl, Coach Ty, and I again want to thank you for joining me to the 4 steps to retrain your thoughts. This is your girl, Coach Ty, at the Trauma Recovery Room, where I am excited to show you new ways and new ways of thinking, feeling, and believing in yourself. I am a self-love coach, a struggle strategist, mindset coach. I'm also a trauma recovery coach and a narcissistic abuse coach. So if you are suffering from any of those things, then you are definitely in the right place. And I want to thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you on the other side. Have a great day, and know that your mind can change. Change your mind, change your life. Bye.